In this video, let's see the topic on soil sampling. First of all, myself, B. Chellapriya, Assistant Professor Civil, Rohini College of Engineering and Technology, Palkulam. So, first one is soil sampling. What is meant by soil sampling? Soil sampling is nothing but process of obtaining soil sample from a desired depth or desired location to know about their characteristics or properties of the soil. So sample is taken from the trial pit or borehole, and it is mainly divided into two types, disturbed and undisturbed. Disturbed is further classified into representative and non-representative sample. So first one is disturbed sample. Disturbed sample means the soil structure is significantly or completely disturbed during the sampling process. Undisturbed sample means the samples which retain closely are practicable and are not disturbed during the sampling process. The disturbed sample is classified into representative and non-representative. Representative sampling means the sampling consists of some mineral constituents that are not mixed or never lost. But non-representative sample means the mineral constituents from various soils, they may get mixed up and they have lost their characteristics. So during sampling process, the sampling tools have some decent features. So first one is cutting edge. So the main function of cutting edge is driving the sampler into the soil. So it should be sharp and it is provided at the bottom of the sampler. Next one is inside wall friction. Cutting edge, there is a clearance, that is inside clearance, outside clearance and area ratio. Inside clearance means Ci equal to ds minus de divided by de into 100, or it is also we can write as Ci equal to d3 minus d1 divided by d1 into 100, and outside clearance means d0 equal to dw minus dt divided by dt into 100, or C0 equal to d2 minus d4 divided by d4 into 100. And area ratio is, we write it as AR equal to dw square minus de square divided by de square into 100%. Inside clearance, the value should be between 1 to 3%. Outside clearance means its value is 2 to 3%. Here ds is nothing but inside diameter of a sampling tube, dt is outside diameter of the sampling tube, de equal to inside diameter of a cutting shoe, and dw equal to outside diameter of a cutting shoe. Next one is inside wall frictions. So inside wall friction, during sampling inserting into the ground, the wall friction should be minimized. So it can be done by providing a suitable inside clearance, or providing a smooth surface of the inside clearance, or by way of oiling the inside surface of the sampling tube. Next one is non-return value. While driving the sampling into the soil, there may be provide some water or air, so it should be escape that. So for that we are providing a non-return. Next one is recovery ratio. Recovery ratio is defined as ratio of length to depth of the penetration. So recovery ratio is denoted as capital R, which is equal to L by H. So next one is soil sampling. So type of soil sampling, there are based upon their area ratio, it is classified into two types, thin wall sampler and a thick wall sampler. Next, based upon their design, it is classified into open tube sampler, standard split spoon sampler, stationary piston sampler, rotary sampler, or scraper bucket sampler. So first let's see about the open tube sampler. In open tube sampler, it is a simplest type of sampler and for collections for undisturbed soil sample. So here we use a thin wall tube sampler. It is made up of seamless steel, and it is also, we can call it as thin wall shell tube sampler. Here the cutting edge is provided or attached at the bottom of the tube. Next, the procedure for conducting open tube sampler is, First, the sampler is attached at the bottom of the drilling rod and it is lowered to a required depth. When it is reached to a required depth, the tube is driven into the soil by a smooth hammering. Then the tube is removed from tube and the sampler is removed by rotating twice completely to shear off it. Then the tube is removed from the sampler head and the end are sealed with a molten wax before transportation. And then it is used for a laboratory tests. So while next one is standard split spool or split barrel sampler. Here we are using a driving shoe and also a split steel tube. Here the driving shoe is made upon 7.5 cm long steel at the bottom and it is attached with a 45 cm long steel tube. That is, it is split into two holes. Here the following procedures are: after the borehole is made, the sampler is attached at the bottom of the drilling rod and it is driven into the soil at a required depth. The split tube is separated after removing the driving shoe. The coupling, soil and the tube are to be taken out. Next, the sample is taken out from the tube and it is sealed and it is transported for laboratory tests. So these are the figure. You can see that a driving shoe and it is attached with a split tube and above that you can see about the coupling and above it has a driving rod. It is attached to a driving rod. Next one is stationary piston sampler. In stationary piston sampler, it consists of two parts: sampler cylinder and next one is piston system. So first the sampler is reached at the bottom of the hole and that time also the piston is kept stationary at the ground level. Next, the sampler is driving into this that is tube is driving into the soil by hydraulic pressure or mechanical jacking. Next, the sampling tube is pushed to a required depth and drilling rod along with the whole sampler is withdrawn from the hole. So these are the figure. First you can see that it is driving, it is placed on the ground surface. Next one, the sampler is inserting into the ground and piston is kept at a stationary. Next, the tube is inserted into the soil and the last figure, it is totally driven out from the sample, that is driven out from the hole. So in this video we see about the soil sampling, its types and its uses. Thank you.